You know, it's funny. Here we are, another Saturday. I'm alone, and you're listening to me. Well, at least I'm recording this, and you're listening to me later on. But anyway, enough about our personal lives. Hello, I'm Andrew Rhodes, and welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. The only podcast out there that I know of that reads topics off the internet and entertains you at the same time, because occasionally I might forget something. That's what makes it random. Anything can happen here. Last week we had a small power surge while I was recording the podcast. And anything can happen here. This is actually a pretty fun podcast. So let's talk about, what am I going to be talking about this week? Well, Shinmue 3 teaser trailer has dropped, and I gotta admit, it looks just as good as the original 2, and I've never played any of the games. The SNES pre-order sale/sellout, and oh man, are Nintendo fans fuming pissed about this one. And in all honesty, I don't blame them either. The live-action Deathnote movie, oh good God, according to a group of people, sucks royally. But on top of that, the director is discussing possible sequels. Yeah, let's see how well that works. Dragon Ball FighterZ pre-order incentive of Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, and Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta is enticing a few people. I'm going to be talking about the Dragon Ball Super and One Piece specials. There's going to be an hour-long special coming up later this year for both of them, their respective time slots, so I'll talk about that. And just when you think Japan couldn't have gotten any weirder, I'm going to be talking about a product that would put those vending machines over there to shame. But on top of that, I'll also be discussing a new streaming site for anime services. And I'm going to be giving my 2 cents in on it because I actually did check it out today. But anyway, you know the deal. You know the drill. You know how this works. A-Roads 2012 on eBay. I have a tremendous amount of oddities. Things that you may or may not have ever heard of or may or may not need or want. Check it out. You never know. There might be something there that might tickle your fancy. There might be something there that I have that you want. One person's trash is another person's treasure. And in some cases, one person can get rid of something and make somebody else extremely happy. You never know. But anyway, check it out. That's ARHOADS-2012 on eBay. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRhodes. So yeah, so this week, it's sort of entertaining. Easy work week, actually. Very easy, in fact. It was peaceful, it was quiet, there wasn't any stress, there wasn't any screaming. I loved it. It was just perfect. You did have the solar eclipse that happened this past Monday, the 21st, and this is kind of going to be my opening segment tie-in thing here. A long time ago, I started a segment called Shit My Mom Says, or Stupid Stuff My Mom Says. And this week, she just decided to regain her crown again. Because we're discussing making a homemade eclipse viewer. Now, there's multiple ways you can make one of these. Because first off, I could not buy or get my hands on the shades. I was not going to try to find one of the El Cheapo pairs and go blind for the rest of my life. And I sure as hell wasn't about to try to get some from anywhere else and spend the exorbitant amount of money on them. So, I was looking up online ways to make them. And there's multiple ways. You can use a cereal box by placing a piece of white paper on the bottom of the cereal box, cutting 2 slots equally spaced at the top, putting aluminum foil over the one end, preferably on the left side, and poking a small hole in the aluminum foil, and it acts like a projector. You just face it towards the sun, the aluminum foil end, and you look through the other end. And then my mom was looking up a couple that involved cardboard tubes. And that concept was basically the same thing, but you tape pieces of paper to both ends. You stick a pinhole in the one end, and the other end you look through via the side of the tube, and a hole you have to cut to make it. And my mom's looking at that going, well, this will be about the best one for us. Because we don't have many cereal boxes. We had, a couple boxes that would have worked. But she goes, this will work just perfect for us. She goes, But I don't think you're going to have enough cardboard tubes to make this. I don't think you have any. Now, unbeknownst to a lot of people, I could technically be the king of hillbilly plumbing. Remember Cletus and his family? Yes, I could be the king of the plumbing fixtures for them. Because I have cardboard tubes coming out of my ass. Literally, almost. And I have long ones, I have short ones, I have tall ones, I have skinny ones, I have thick ones. And my mom's just like, I don't think you have enough. And I'm thinking to myself, I am the freaking king of cardboard tubes, and you don't think I am the king of cardboard tubes. So I just quick, go to the one part of the house where they're in, and I pull out 4 of the longest tubes I have and go, here, I think these are long enough. And she just gives me this look like, oops. I'm like, that was one of the dumbest things I think she's ever said to me in the spirit of the moment. I mean, I understand, okay, she doesn't keep track of all the cardboard tubes that I have, but at the same time, it's just sort of this, oh yeah, I don't think you're going to have enough cardboard tubes, or I don't think you're going to have any that'll work. Want to say that again? Yeah, okay, I rescind my statement. But yeah, that's sort of the interesting thing that happened this week. Is that she kind of had to eat her words on whether or not I was going to have enough cardboard tubes. But that was about like the most interesting thing there that happened this week. Trying to think if anything else exciting really happened this week, and really nothing else exciting happened. Did record a couple of Andrew Rants videos. I recently recorded an Andrew Reviews, a new way of doing it too. I used my tablet to record it instead of my camera. So yeah, look forward to that. That's going to be coming up this week. But anyway, let's get into the topics and let's get started on the podcast, shall we? Alright, so here's the thing. Nintendo, you've officially screwed the pooch. That's right, it's officially done, folks. Nintendo's done it. Now, a couple weeks ago I talked about the huge debacle that was Walmart's pre-order fiasco for the SNES. Yeah, well, this time Nintendo's pissed off what few people they had left that wanted to buy it because they really screwed up. So, here's what happened. It all started at about 1 in the morning Eastern Time, when pre-orders for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic, or SNES Classic, for those of you who know the lingo, went live on Amazon and Best Buy. While most of North America was tightly asleep in their beds, and this was this past Wednesday, by the way, and about 1 in the morning, I was actually awake. Ironically, by the fate of, oh, is it time for me to get up and go to work yet? No, I got an hour yet. Okay, I'm going back to sleep for an hour. That's what it was. However, the lucky night owls nabbed the SNES Classics before they sold out. It took a whopping 30 minutes. On top of having problems with certain sites, like having issues with the oops, we can't complete your transaction, please, try again because the server was overloaded, stuff like that. So as the sun came up and people rubbed their eyes and squinted at Twitter while rolling out of bed, they immediately began to be boiling with piss. Because they were pissed at this point. Their piss began to boil, their blood began to raise and skyrocket through the roof. The absolute consumer nightmare that the NES Classic was last year. I actually remember this. I was working night shift at the time. And when I'm going home at 5 in the morning, there is a line at the Best Buy that is wrapping around the Best Buy. In the parking lot. Literally wrapping from the door and around the outer perimeter of the parking lot of people waiting to get into the store at 10 in the morning. 5 hours to go, and they're sitting out there. It was like 10 degrees, if I remember right, because I was freezing. I had a thick jacket on that night, and I was freezing. And they're standing in the cold. I'm thinking to myself, okay, you're nuts. All right. I didn't know why they were standing there. Then it dawned on me why then later in the day. But the NES Classic Edition suffered from major shortages. It was until it was outright canceled before the hopeful buyers could purchase one. Yeah, Nintendo didn't learn their lesson. You think they would have, but they didn't. I mean, scalpers made a killing on the NES Classic on eBay. They made a freaking killing on that. From people literally buying them as cheap as they could and selling them for almost $2-3 grand. Scalpers were making a killing, and eBay couldn't stop them at that point because the people wanted it. It was something that was in demand. However, they did put the kibosh and the axe to any of them. Now they have a system now out in place. Pat and Ian were talking about it a couple weeks ago on their podcast, the CU podcast, which you can listen to on Podbean, and I think they have it on iTunes. I don't know if they still do Stitcher or not. I don't know, but anyway. They talked about that. So, let's look back through some of Nintendo's big blunders that were its systems. You had the Wii. Remember that? The Wii? Yes, the Wii. That you basically got a ticket. If you went to the department store or the toy store or the game store, you got a ticket. That gave you the chance to get a Wii when they got some in stock. That gave you a chance to hold on to one, provided you wanted to put money down. At least that's how some of the department stores were working around me, where I lived at the time. It's like, if you want a Nintendo Wii, okay, you see an associate, you get one of these little slips of paper that says you put your name, you sign your name down, and requesting a Nintendo Wii entertainment system. And then you put down how much you put down for it. If you didn't put anything down, that means you have a chance to get one if they have any left in stock. Otherwise, it was, you're guaranteed one if you paid the full price for it. Okay, yeah, you're guaranteed one. They'll hold on to yours. And they have 2 copies of it. They had, a carbon copy on their end and yours. It was actually weird because I didn't think any of the younger generation was going to know what that was at the time. Or at least any of the people that were doing it anyway. But they did. They did a very good job in handling it, at least in my opinion of it. But what annoyed me a bit with it was that they thought, oh yeah, we're just going to do this, nobody's going to notice. Nintendo Wii sold out like crazy. It took people, I think everybody finally got theirs when the Wii U started getting advertised at E3. When Reggie came out and said that the Wii U is going to be the greatest Nintendo system the world has ever seen, I think by then every single person had their freaking Wii. Even the ones that were waiting for the longest time to get one would get theirs. But you had that. You had the Amiibo figures. The 5-month-old Switch. Then again, it looks like a Stitch. It looks like it's stitched together if you look at it. You can combine those stupid Joy-Con controllers. But anyway, the Switch is having issues with being able to be kept in stock. In fact, I know for a fact that the couple of the GameStops around where I live actually had a thing up. If you try to look it up via the location, see if they have it in stock at the store, they actually have up, please call store to ask if it's in stock. That kind of leads you to think, oh, they don't have any. I don't know if they do or not, or if that's just like a glitch in their system, but that would give me a kind of a moment there. Then again, I'm not looking to get the Switch. I don't want the Switch. I don't want that Nintendo piece of garbage. I'm waiting for Nintendo to finally jump into the 21st century and stop making the weird consoles and make something that's going to really attract my interest. So you have that. Numerous missteps by Nintendo to properly prepare for major releases, and even an acknowledgement and apology for the NES Classic shortages, but yet the same shit's going on here with the SNES. I mean, it's just insane. I mean, Nintendo openly apologized for the NES, saying that, look, this was only going to be a seasonal giveaway. They've automatically came out and said that with the SNES, look, this is going to be a limited edition, it's going to be a limited run, we're not going to make any more of them after a certain period, we're done making them, that's what's going to happen. So, here's what happens. So, you get the 1 a.m. early morning night owls from Amazon and Best Buy that pretty much scoop all of them up. Later in the morning, yes, this is going to be good. So, later in the morning, hope begins again. When Nintendo revealed more retailers would be putting up their own pre-orders. Walmart, Target, Toys R Us, and GameStop. Rumors spread that Walmart would start accepting pre-orders at 1 p.m. Now remember, this is Walmart. The same company that openly said, and I quote, "Oops, we didn't mean to put this up yet." They could have jumped the gun on everybody, but then again, you figure it's pre-orders. Technically, I mean, the last time I checked, pre-orders, depending on unless there's a company policy against it, pre-orders you could put out whenever you damn well please. Like, if you know that something's coming, okay, there's got to be like a cutoff range I know of, but I just can't think of it. But like, let's say for an example that I'm coming out with a game system, and I pitch it to Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and all that, and I tell them they cannot do pre-orders till like a month before the game system comes out. I don't have anything in that saying that they can't start it earlier, but they can't go any later than 1 month before it comes out. I have nothing that says they can't do it, a month earlier if they want, or a couple months earlier. So that way, everybody that wants one gets one, and that way they know how many they have to order from. How many they have to order. That, in my opinion, is what I thought pre-order usually is. So, here we go. So, Walmart says 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 hours after Amazon and Best Buy began their nightmare, Walmart kicked off, their thing. An untold number of people refreshed their tabs over and over and over as the tension grew. Walmart pre-order went live at 1 p.m. like they promised, and less than a minute after the pre-orders went live, Walmart alerted would-be customers that the SNES Classic was out of stock. 1 minute. So, this definitely brings the question of, does Nintendo realize they have a seat of power in this? That they know, we can make a company, we can make a product, and people will literally line up for miles on end, sit in front of their computers, hit that refresh button over and over and over again until it comes up, and buy it, and we'll make a crap ton of cash. But no, we want to be like that. No. Everybody got one but you, right? It's like, here's a product, check it out. Oh, you want it? Sorry, it's ours. That's what it kind of seems like they're doing to me. But, at least, well, not to me personally, but anyway. Target and GameStop followed up minutes later, but Target's online store was rife with problems. A lot of people were getting most of the way through the checkout process and told the SNES Classic was no longer available and their cart was empty. GameStop website was experiencing server issues. Ironically, from the high amount of hopeful buyers, like, I'm going to get it from GameStop! I'm going to get it from GameStop! I didn't get it from GameStop. GameStop and its subsidiary ThinkGeek started selling pre-orders for the SNES Classic in special bundles, forcing people to pay for extra items that most of them didn't want in the first place, like Zelda-themed chess game. Woo! Now you can play chess in Hyrule as Link and Princess Zelda. Not to mention those little tribbles. And, what was the name of that annoying green thing from the freaking Wind Waker game? Blingle or something. Bingle, Shingle, Tingle! That's it, Tingle! These bundles, though, bumped up the cost from $80 to $100 and even up to $120 for stuff that nobody wanted in the first place. Get going! Within moments of pre-ordering, though, going live, eBay was flooded with the SNES Classic resellers marking up the throwback console by more than 300%. They are assholes. You bought, and they're the ones that probably bought like 6 or 7 of them, and they're thinking, I paid $80 to $100 for this. I'm going to jack the price up to almost $600-700 and turn and burn these and make so much profit, I'm going to be just rolling in the cash. You scum-sucking bastards. You are what give eBay sellers like me a bad name. I actually buy something from a store if I think, okay, like I'll buy a pack of cards. If I look through the cards and go, yeah, I could use this one in my deck, or yeah, I could use this one for my collection, then I'll keep it. Otherwise, if I look through it and go, oh, I got 6 of these, I'll put some of them up online to give other people a chance. I mean, they want to talk about GameStop throwing in extra crap and calling it unethical. No, unethical is the slousy and scummy scalpers on eBay that are marking up the console by 300%. Some scalpers were just that fast with their clicks, though. Undoubtedly, they used custom scripts and bots to snag the SNES Classic faster than humanly possible. Yeah, you gotta love bots. I hate them with a passion. Regardless, stocks were so low on these websites that scalpers will easily find buyers for their marked up consoles. You sick bastards. Is all I gotta say on that. So, I mean, it's just horrible. Nobody can pretend that Nintendo is unaware of the demand that exists for its products, especially their Classic Edition consoles. I swear to God, if they come out, because you figure they did the NES Classic, they just did the SNES, so if we're going down the line of lineage here, I'm guessing were they going to come out with a Game Boy Classic? Or a GBC, Game Boy Classic? They can't say GBC, that was Game Boy Color. I guess we'll have like a Game Boy Classic, Game Boy Color Classic, Nintendo 64 Classic, or N64 Classic. We're going to probably have... I mean, when we get to the point where we get a GameCube Classic, I'll stand in line at a Best Buy for that. I like the GameCube. We get a Game Boy Advance Classic, I'm in line for that. I love that. Why not come out with some of the portable consoles next? Since you seem to be doing so well with this, come out with the portable consoles. You know, rechargeable battery. They're in everything now. Yeah, games and everything else. It'll be great. What could possibly go wrong besides licensing and everything else? You won't be able to have Pokemon on there. That's why I always come back to Pokemon. Nintendo basically stumbled out of the gate on this. They created a stressful and disheartening aura around what should be a positive situation. People buying the SNES Classics that they want to play, and Nintendo making money from them. It's sort of like that old meme where you see Fry from that episode of Futurama where he says, shut up and take my money. And it's like, we now have the SNES Classic. Shut up and take my money. We're sold out. I'll take my money back now. That's what's kind of sad about this. But it gets worse. A lot of people were pissed off that this went up in the middle of the night. 1 a.m, they said Amazon and Best Buy can basically bite them. I was reading some of the comments. I don't have them all here. I just remember the highlights of them. Because some of them made me laugh so hard that you're never going to forget it. One of the comments that I remember reading was, Best Buy and Amazon can both bite me. The person was pissed. They found out at 9 a.m. that the console was up 8 hours earlier, and they were pissed. They couldn't get their hands on one then anyway, and they were still pissed. But here's the funny thing. Time and time again, Nintendo is failing to meet the expectations. The people are rightfully angry. Illegal game emulators are looking a bit more appealing to a lot of these people. Now let's think about that for a moment. They want to go from buying the official Nintendo product to going and getting an illegal emulator to play it just so they can have it because Nintendo is screwing them royally. It's not a good sign. So, it sucks. It really does. The Nintendo fans are losing faith in Nintendo. Nintendo brought it upon themselves. Is this going to be the end of Nintendo? That's a good question to ask yourselves. Because, at this rate, Nintendo's basically screwing themselves. They're like, oh, well, we know what we're doing, but we haven't got a damn clue what we're doing. Somehow we just keep getting money and we don't know why. But, yeah, so, bad Nintendo. Bad Nintendo. Bad Nintendo. Very, very bad. This is Andrew Rhodes, and you're listening to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Because otherwise you wouldn't be hearing this, and I probably wouldn't be on here. If you're looking for collectibles, oddities, things you just don't ever see anywhere else, or that you want to have for conversation starters, check out A Rhodes 2012 on eBay. I've got a tremendous amount of stuff. And, well, I'm A Rhodes 2012. I'm also Andrew Rhodes, the host of the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, Andrew Rants and Andrew's Theories, here on YouTube. So make sure you check out A Rhodes 2012 on eBay for all your trading card needs. And other oddities, too. You never know. I might have something that might just interest you. Okay, so who out there remembers the video game from the PlayStation, and I think PlayStation 2 era, Shinmue? Well, if you do, congratulations. That means you're one of the few people in the world that grew up in a very good time. For those of you that don't, Google it. To quote Doctor Who, Google it. But anyway, the trailer for the Kickstarter game Shinmue 3 dropped earlier this week. IGN, I keep thinking ING for them. I don't know why. But IGN showed the trailer on YouTube. I have to admit, I thought it was pretty damn impressive. And here's the downside. I don't play it. I didn't even play the first two. So I have no idea how it plays. I got no clue how it goes. I don't even know what the hype is for the game, to be honest with you. But the trailer looked just like the other ones. So it has that same feel to it. But it's just impressive that whoever's making this, it sure as hell can't be the same company. Because I think they made a comment once, I remember hearing from, in the CU podcast or online, reading an article about it, that it was going to cost like $750,000 just to make a couple levels. So, I mean, that's pretty damn impressive. Even by today's numbers, that's kind of impressive. It means you're putting that much effort into your game, or you're paying high-end developers. Either way, something good's going to come from that. But the trailer was released. It was entertaining to me. You can definitely feel it's trying to do like a movie-esque sort of thing to it. But like I said, I don't play the game. I haven't played it. I don't know how it plays. So I can't be 100% sold on it because I don't know how it plays. I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's bad. I don't know if it's horrible. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's looked pretty cool. So check it out if you get a chance. I'll try to have the link in the description of the video. If I don't, type in IGN or type in Shinmue 3 teaser trailer. Check it out. I mean, it's looked really cool and really entertaining. I say check it out. Might be good. Dragon Ball Z. Well, Dragon Ball Super at this point. Because let's face it, we're all enjoying the latest arc in the tournament saga. Yeah, we all saw Universe 10 get their ass erased. They're done. Last week's, whew, that was beautiful. Universe 11's on the chopping block at this point. They only got 3 members left. And this week's going to get really entertaining. But I'm not talking about that. Let's jump ahead in the calendar. Let me power up the TARDIS. Let's go to the future. Coming this October, we've got some new One Piece and Dragon Ball Super anime specials to look forward to. The latest issue of Weekly Shonen Jump has the early details, with One Piece's special to debut on October 1st, and Dragon Ball Super's on October 8th. Both specials are going to be an hour long and are going to air on their respective Sundays at 9 a.m. While there's nothing indicating these specials as a crossover, Luffy and Goku did manage to team up for a related visual on the pages of Jump. But then again, let's remember, that doesn't mean anything. They could basically be teaming up to, like, high-five each other because they both air at, at the same time. Or they both air, on the same channel. They both air around the same time. I think actually One Piece is after Dragon Ball Super. I don't know. I have to check that this week. I'll check that. But anyway, we got that to look forward to. And if I did the math right on this, because I'm guesstimating on a few things here, we're getting into September. My guess is that the special is going to air pretty much right near the end of the Universe Survival arc to kind of be, my guess would be a 1-week filler between the arcs. Like, okay, the Universe Tournament's over, these universes survived, and just like that, then we get into, whatever the next one is that they're limping to the barn with, or whatever they're coming up with next. I don't know, but sounds entertaining nonetheless to know that One Piece, which is actually up to over 800 episodes. So first off, that is huge. That it's like over 800 episodes long. Anybody that lost track or didn't jump in at the right time, too late now. Try jumping into something that's over 800 episodes long, you're screwed. But anyway, you have that. That's happening. It's going to be, like I said, October 1st for One Piece at 9 a.m. and then October 8th at 9 a.m. for Dragon Ball Super. So, look forward to that. That's something cool to know, to look forward to in October. It's only about a month away. Yeah. The Absolutely Completely Random Podcast will be right back. Right after I make a Dr. Pepper run. And a few other runs. Hey, I'm human. Hi, everybody. This is Andrew Rhodes from the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. I'm inviting you to check out my podcast every single week here on YouTube. I talk about articles throughout the week that have to deal with anime, manga, video games, technology, and movies. All of which I usually read back the article and then give you my thoughts and opinions on them included. Not to mention some humor now and then. Occasionally I have a special guest with me, Professor Sherman Klump, and otherwise I'm by myself. So if you're interested in anime, manga, movies, technology, or video games, come check out the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. New episodes are uploaded every Sunday, only on YouTube. Whoa, whoa, whoa! You can put down the remote and don't click off the browser. We're back! I told you it wouldn't take long. Death Note. Death Note and Death Note. It just reminds me of so long ago I was complaining about the Death Note being part of a list of anime series that you should show to newcomers and royally ripping that asunder. Well, they decided to one-up me now. The live-action Death Note movie, or Death Note, I should say, I don't even think it was a movie. It's just, they had a couple live-action ones, but this is going to be the series, if memory serves. Netflix is coming out. First off, it's hated by fans. Now, I know there are some people out there that like it, but here's the concept. The fans don't like it. There are fans that are pissed. But here's the downside. The story is initially pitched as a 2 or 3 film series, and the director, that's right, the director, Adam Wingard, wants sequels. Is discussing the possibility of sequels. So, the director of the Netflix live-action Death Note film, okay, it is a film, explained in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter's Heat Vision blog on Friday that he kept the film open to a sequel. Whenever I went to Netflix initially, he said, I pitched it as at least a 2-film series, maybe 3. However, he went on to say the first film is designed as a closed loop, and sequels are never guaranteed. Yeah, well, people aren't liking it, you ain't gonna get much of a sequel. On the subject of a potential sequel, Wingard said, at the end of the day, there are a lot of places to explore where you were to take Light, and ultimately the series is sort of about almost his downfall as a character. Almost his downfall? No. See, if you actually would have watched or read the manga or watched the original anime series, you would know that Death Note is basically his rise and then crash back down to Earth. To realize that he is not above God, like he claimed he thought he was. Let's see here. Continues with, this is sort of the beginning of it, or the origin of it. There are definitely lots of places to go, and we know generally where we would take it. Hopefully people will watch it, and Netflix will order a sequel. I personally hope that Netflix burns this and every other thing that ever comes out of it. The film premiered via streaming on Netflix on Friday. It stars Nat Wolff as Light Turner. Oh, God. Oh, God. As Light Turner. So apparently we can't even have the word Yagami in this. Well, I guess that was what, a copyright infringement? That's starting off on a damn good note right there. Okay, I've seen Death Note. I'm not a fan of it. I've seen it, but I'm not a fan of it. Okay, so Light Turner, Keith Stanfield as L, Margaret Qualley as Mia Sutton. What the hell is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be Misa Misa? Oh, God. I'm hating this more and more. William Dafoe as the voice of Ryuk. They dragged your poor ass into this, didn't they? You must have pissed through your Spider-Man money, didn't you, huh? Yeah, you had to have. Paul Nakauchi. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. As Watari. Well, in all honesty, I guess if Pat Morita would still be alive, they probably would have tried to drag him into this. Happily, he's dead. I'm really sorry to say it this way, but this is one of the few times that I'm really glad a great actor is no longer with us, because they would have tried to drag him into this piece of shit. I know it. And Shea Wigham as James Turner. So what are these Timmy Turner's actual parents? Or his older brother? Or what the hell is going on here? Okay, it's a Death Note film. You can have Ryuk in it, but my God, can't have the word Yagami? We gotta call him Turner? But then what's funny, now I'm wondering if this might be a typo, because I did get this off of Anime News Network, so I'm hoping that this is like a typo. But I'm reading exactly as the article is. But I'm hoping to God it's a typo, but I doubt it is. Because in Tsugumi Oba and Takashi Obata, by the way, both of them went on to do one of my all-time favorite manga series, Bakuman. I highly recommend you check that out. Seriously, it is goddamn good. Their original 2003 to 2006 supernatural suspense manga, teenager Light Yagami finds a notebook in which he can put people to death by writing their name. Now, to be fair, he also has to see their face in his head when he writes their name. Otherwise, it doesn't work. He begins a self-anointed crusade against the criminals of the world, and a cat-and-mouse game begins with the authorities and one idiosyncratic genius detective. Or ideo, whatever. Basically, Light and L's cat-and-mouse battle, and then it goes to Light and Nier beats him. There's a spoiler for you if you haven't seen it. Light loses. Sorry if you didn't want to know what happens, but now you know. But now you know. And because you know, now you can happily spend the rest of your life not caring, right? Well, I guess you'd hope so. But anyway, in addition to the 2006 television anime adaptation and tie-in specials, by the way, the anime is like decent amount of episodes. Seriously, check it out. It is not for beginners. That I can safely say. If you're still new to anime, stay away from Death Note for a while. Death Note is like the middle to deep end of the swimming pool. You get into that, it will screw with your mind. I will not deny that it will screw with your mind. But they also received a Japanese live-action film adaptation in 2006. Oh, by the way, I watched that. I actually bought it at an FYE, watched it, fell asleep, mind you, during it, and I was wide awake when I started it, and I just dozed the hell off because it put me to sleep with boredom. And I woke up, it was over. I took it back and sold it back to them as used. At that same FYE, I sold it back to them as used. It was crap. It was grade A crap. With a sequel titled Death Note: The Last Name, which, first off, why did they make a sequel to the original if you kill off the character? Spoiler, by the way, if you didn't see it. You kill off the character at the end of it. It literally follows the anime series to a T. To a T, mind you. It follows it to a T. They kill off the main character at the end of the movie only to have a sequel. And then a spin-off. Okay, it almost follows the anime to a T. I think L was the one in the end of that caught Kira not near. So it almost, I should correct myself. It almost follows the manga and anime to a T. But anyway, so you have, first off, let's just go with this. So there's already a live-action adaptation of a film. So you just had to drag in a bunch of American actors, change the names, I'm assuming the plot at some point, and try to put this up on Netflix, because Netflix wants everything anime now. Yeah, I know. God, no. So, it gets worse. A live-action television series adaptation premiered last July and ended last September. You weren't put out of your misery fast enough. And there's a new film titled Light Up the New World, described as a forbidden sequel to the first live-action film opened in Japan on October 29th. The manga also inspired a stage musical by Broadway veterans in 2014. Viz Media released the manga, Japanese live-action films, anime, and other tie-in projects in North America, and Crunchyroll streamed the live-action television series. So first off, Crunchyroll, how dare you? How dare you? You had the audacity to stream that shit. Ugh. The manga isn't too bad. The anime series I recommend watching, so long as you already have your feet in the door with the anime. And I mean feet in the door, you're behind the door and it's closed, and you're on the other side of it and it's closed, and you're inside. Otherwise, avoid it for a while. It is a very dark, very depressing, very mind-fuckery of an anime series. Beyond anything you could possibly imagine. But fans are not happy with this, because Twitter lit up. I was reading some of it this morning. Fans are pissed at this adaptation. They don't like it. They don't want it. In fact, I liked how one fan actually put down, who asked for this? I agree with that. I mean, first off, you don't even have any of the characters named right. Mia Sutton, Light Turner, James Turner. Sure, we're just going to change the names, and that way we can mess with this and not have to pay royalties. That's the Netflix way, baby! We don't want to pay you royalties. Oh, God, no. We're going to change the name, change the name, change the name. Look, it's changed just enough that we don't got to pay you shit. Ah, it's great to be Netflix. Fucking bastards. But yeah, that's definitely a horrible end for... It's not a bad anime series, but seriously, who asked for a remake of a live-action adaptation of it? Who was stupid enough to say, yeah, this worked out so well the first time, let's do it again? Because whoever it was, well, let's just put it this way. Find a Death Note. Hope your name's not in it. But in all honesty, I mean, why? Why would somebody even consider remaking a live-action adaptation of an anime series that nobody asked for in the first place? I mean, okay, the anime series was asked for, the manga sales warranted it, but when you got the live-action TV series based off of this, is where the line should have been drawn. The live-action Japanese films should never have come to see the light of day. Why the hell did Netflix want to throw their hat in the ring on this? Because Netflix wants to make the green, baby. They want the cabbage. Bastards. Anyway, check it out if you want to see the deep end of your mind gets royally screwed. If you want to see it in its better form, I recommend you check out the actual anime series. It is not difficult to find. In fact, to be, you can actually watch it on one of the newer streaming sites that I'm actually going to be talking about in a little bit. So you can find it there. I know that there's a couple clips of it up on YouTube. I know Crunchyroll and Hulu have it. There's a whole bunch. I recommend checking that out. So long as you got your feet in the door already with anime, or if you at least know about it, check it out. The anime series is so much better than the live-action bullshit. Live action and anime do not go together in the same sentence. Never. This is Professor Sherman T. Clump, and you're listening to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. Now, if you excuse me, I gotta go back to my sandwich. It's calling me from the fridge. Japan, land of the rising sun. Is there anything that Japan can't make that isn't weird? I mean, let's think about it. Japan has been the home of anime, giant robots, Pokemon, Nintendo, and all those other fun things you enjoy so much. They have vending machines that can give you everything from coffee to ramen to little figurines you can stick on your end of your pencil. But you can thank Village Vanguard for taking this next step in the weirdness factor for Japan. Their reputation's covered, that's for sure, but they've taken it to the next level. The Japanese retailer Village Vanguard has officially announced they are releasing pillow panties. Yep. If you thought hug pillows were weird, nope. Pillow panties. A giant pair of panties big enough to fit around a standard sized pillow. They're retailing for 2,376 yen, which is about $22 American. Yeah. And it's in the specialty sleep market. Uh-huh. Now, before you start grabbing your torches, your pitchforks, and going, and just quoting Helen Lovejoy of, "Will somebody please think of the children?" Keep in mind, Village Vanguard is kind of a hipster hangout known for its tongue-in-cheek joke items. Sort of like Spencer's here in America. Yeah. Think about that. But anyway, the copywriter tasked with promoting this, first off, deserves a hell of a lot of money. I don't care how much they're getting paid. They deserve a lot. I can see copywriters like, here, we need you to pitch this anime series. Here, we need you to pitch this new toy. Here, we need you to pitch this new line of ramen noodles. Could you imagine the copywriter that has to promote pillow panties? That must have been an interesting meeting. We got something we want you to promote for us. Okay, what is it? Pillow panties. Yeah, I'm out. No, now sit down before you start jumping out that window. It's a very interesting product. Ugh. But anyway, the description states basically, the user's neck will lie on the area of the panties that touch the most sensitive regions. I mean, it's just like real panties. These pillow versions will eventually reach that perfect used state. First off, that's disgusting. I don't know about you, but I would not like to have something that's going to get grody and disgusting and used anywhere near my neck or head. That is just wrong on so many levels. But this is not the weirdest thing that's ever come out of Japan. I mean, I know for a fact some of those body pillows that come out of Japan are kind of weird. There's one that's literally in the shape of the snake girl from Monster Musume. It's literally 36 inches long. It can wrap around you like she could in the series. But still, that does not hold a candle to pillow panties. What's next? The pillow bra? I could honestly see that coming next. This will lie, your neck will lie on this part that basically goes between two other parts. It's like you're going to be having a soft pillow with your pillow. I mean, I know Japan is all for weird things. At least that's sort of one of the niche jokes about them. Besides the fact they're the land of the rising sun, home of Nintendo, they are known for the weird shit you find in an online retailer's clearance section. If you go to Chinatown in any state or any city that has a Chinatown district, or even a Japanese town district, or just the Asian blocks, I should say, because some of this stuff finds its way there and over in China and over in the U.S. and everywhere via those places. I mean no disrespect, by the way. They're really great places. My mom and I got lost in New York once, and the nice people in Chinatown were extremely helpful with getting us back to where we had to go. In fact, the one guy we talked to for directions goes, oh yeah, spoke English so well. He spoke English better than I did. He goes, oh yeah, right up there. He goes, you go up to the end of the block, turn left, go 2 blocks down, turn right, go 2 blocks up, you'll be right there. We thanked him, and goddamn, he was right. So we were trying to get back to a park. It wasn't Central Park. It was another park we were trying to get back to. We just got lost because, we turned down one road and then we couldn't get back up that road. And we were just lost. And getting lost anywhere is not fun. But anyway, a lot of this weird stuff from other countries does find its way here to the U.S. So it's not uncommon. It's not unheard of. It's just, I don't know why it finds its way here. But before you start, like I said, before you start grabbing your pitchforks and quoting Helen Lovejoy, it's a joke site that's coming up with this. They're known for joke items. So this is definitely something for like the pervert that they know and love. I know a lot of people buy those body pillows to hug at night and the hugging pillows to hug at night. Like I said, I got my little teddy bear from when I was 5. Hey, you got your ways to relax at night when you're scared and worried and stressed out. I got mine. You want to make something of it? Bring it. But anyway, it's definitely entertaining to know that the weirdness reputation in Japan is not dying anytime soon. But seriously, what's next? Pillow bra? In all honesty, and I'm going to say this, the day I see that happen is the day I'm officially throwing my hat in the ring for an announcer for the weirdest shit in the world. Because I will host that show and I will freaking I will laugh my ass off at 90% of that. But anyway, so if you're interested in getting some of them, check out their site, I guess. I don't know if they do international shipping. I'm not really about to try to find out because I honestly get the feeling, because you got to remember, a lot of stuff that comes from overseas has got to go through customs. That would make one hell of a conversation with customs. Well, what's this? Damned if I know. It looks like underwear. Well, why is 1,800 boxes of it going to some retailer? I mean, damned if I know. And all of a sudden, it's like, hey, they came, we're selling them. And then you just get looks. I mean, that would be one hell of a conversation with customs, especially if you even went over to Japan and came back with them. Do you have anything to declare? No? Okay, you've been selected for a random bag search, by the way. And then they just start digging through your stuff going, what's this? It's a joke item. Uh-huh. And you're... what? Shut up. I mean, it's weird, it's sad, but it's just funny as hell. It's funny as hell to think about it. It really, really is. So, Dragon Ball FighterZ has released their quote-unquote thing that they're giving out for all of the pre-orders. Yeah, that's right, pre-orders. A wonderful, wonderful world of pre-orders. So basically, if you pre-order either the regular edition or collector's edition, you're guaranteed to get Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, or as it's better known as, Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. Straight from the start. So you can literally start off the game and then just completely beat the shit out of your opponents and piss whip your way through the game. I mean, unless they're going to nerf them somehow, but I don't see that happening. But now, here's the downside with this. Okay, so you're going to give two good characters right off the bat in a game that you're hyping up so much, but then you're going to stick them literally behind a paywall of, you got to pre-order this to get it. So, somebody pre-orders the game, and they want to play with their friend, because I'm assuming this is a two-person fighting game. At some point, there's got to be a multiplayer or a two-player co-op mode where you can have your friend sitting on the couch and the two of you can, beat the crap out of each other in the virtual world. But let's face it, I mean, this, to me, is sort of a, yeah, because I'm richer than you, I got the pre-order. So, I'm just going to play as Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and you're going to have to be stuck with regular Goku. I'll be nice, I'll give you a 3-hit handicap, but then I'm just going to come after you. It's sad, it's wrong, but at the same time, there are people that are going to do it. I mean, there's like a bunch of little other stuff that I'm guessing that you're getting. I saw like a statue of Goku, a couple other things, but the fact that you're literally getting two hyperly powered characters right at the start of the game. So you pretty much take this right out of the box, open it up, pop the disc in, and you got the pre-order incentive. Boom, you got two of them. You're getting them both. What fun is the game going to be at that point? I mean, you're literally just going to go right through the game and then just basically hold it over any of your friends' heads. I got the pre-order, that's why I'm better than you! And that's not right, in my opinion. But then again, like I said, there are people that are going to up and buy the pre-order like crazy because of it. Though I do have to admit, both the characters do look pretty good. The game still looks amazing. If only it were coming out for a tablet, because that seems like a game that would be way better on a tablet and mobile devices than on a massive screen like that, because you could easily fix it up and make it look that cool and still have it that you can play it like on your phone or on a tablet. Because, I mean, there aren't that many great Dragon Ball Z games out there for tablets and iPhones and, Android phones, stuff like that. Hell, there aren't really that many great Dragon Ball Z games out there, period. I mean, Xenoverse has pretty much taken over everything. Xenoverse 2. I remember back in the day, I bought Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3. I was the cock of the walk for like 3 months in my mind. I beat Omega Shenron when I got Omega Shenron. When I unlocked Sin and Omega Shenron, I basically was like unstoppable in the little challenges that you could do in there. I couldn't be beat. Just kept spamming Dragon Thunder and recharge, spam Dragon Thunder, and went to town on my opponents. It's like, I'm thinking to myself, if I even did like little tournaments just to keep my mind occupied. Because eventually you run out of things to do once you beat the game half a dozen times, you unlock all the characters, you're going to run out of stuff to do. So I came up with an idea for a tournament. And I'm thinking to myself, anytime I bust in Omega Shenron, it's done. You ain't coming out of it once I bust out Omega Shenron. It's done, baby. But yeah, like I said though, the pre-order bonus for that sort of seems like a slap in the face of those that can't afford it. But then again, it's a game that could go either way. Because yes, it looks good, but looks can be deceiving. So it is possible that maybe the game won't be that great. Maybe it'll tank. I don't know. I don't work for them. I don't know what's going to happen. If I knew what was going to happen in the future, I would be the richest person in the world because I'd have knowledge of all the lottery numbers. And I would be rich beyond my wildest dreams if I knew everything. But I don't. Nobody does. So it's just a matter of hoping that something good does come out of this and that it is as good as it looks. Otherwise, yeah, your pre-order bonus is going to make it worth it because you got a game that might be good, but at the same time might be bad. I don't know. Can't tell. When it comes to streaming anime online, you have a tremendous amount of places to choose. You have Hulu, you have Crunchyroll, Funimation Now, and even YouTube to a point. Then you have, well, those are the legal ones, I should say. Then you have the, what people like to call illegal sites, like Kiss Anime, Anime Go-Go, watch anime seasons, things like that. Here's the thing, though, and I have stressed this once before in the podcast, and I will say it again and again and again till I'm blue in the face. Yes, I think illegal sites are wrong. However, it's a gray area because not every single streaming site has every single anime title. If you actually sit down and look at it, some of the illegal sites, while they do have the more popular ones at the time, also have ones you cannot find anywhere else. You can't find them on Crunchyroll or on Hulu. And yes, there are people, and I do want to stress this before I go any further into this. There are people who watch some of these shows online and then go and buy the Blu-ray or the DVD or the series in a physical form because they don't want to deal with buffering, or because they might not have the world's greatest internet connection, or just because they might want to see the special features that are included in extra that you don't get when you stream it. You know, they do have some of that stuff that happens. So in cases like that, they'll go to some of the illegal streaming sites to pull up and see if it's good, especially if it's one that it's going to cost you like $170 for the whole series because it's OOP, or out of print. If it's a rare title and out of print, you bet your ass somebody's going to want to see if it's worth their time before they invest that kind of cash and time to look for it. There's hundreds upon thousands of anime out there, and anime streaming sites are everywhere. And there's a newer one that I'm going to talk about right now called Annie.May's streaming service. It offers a new way to watch anime online. Now, I did check this out, and I did a preliminary check. Basically, I did some recon, and it's not bad, but it's not good. So, with all the anime streaming options available today, it can be tough to keep things straight. Those looking to get their regular anime fix are more focused in a more focused way while supporting the original Japanese companies can do so thanks to Annie.May's new streaming service. which offers up a batch of licensed content along with convenient ways to view your favorite shows. Whether you're in the mood for shonen action or heartwarming romance, you can subscribe to Annie.May and dig right in. A few of the licensed shows they have in their catalog include the likes of Rio, Rainbow Gate, never heard of it, Kite, somewhat heard of it, and Girls High Online, never heard of it. And there are many more you can view through their handy streaming system, including Death Note, One Punch Man, and a few others. In a world where you need to remember a half dozen passwords just to keep up with the last few seasons of anime, it's nice to be able to watch it all in one place. Shows like Naruto, Attack on Titan, One Punch Man, and more are all available through embedded players from their respective providers. So you can watch the latest episodes while continuing to support the industry. Say it with us. Annie.May, Annie.May, anime. It's easy to remember and even easier to use. So go ahead and subscribe and start watching all the best the world of anime has to offer today. That was the exact article from Otaku USA, by the way. Word for word, except for my throwing of never heard of it, never heard of it, and I've heard of it. So, here's the thing. Yes, it's a legal site. So you're perfectly fine watching it. It's supported by the creators and everything else. But what annoys me about it is the way it does it. They're saying you have to subscribe, yet when I checked it, there's no subscribing. So it's like, do they want a paywall? Do they stop you after 5 minutes and go, you've watched 5 minutes of this series. To finish watching it, please provide us with the following. I mean, it's an interesting concept, yet the way they word it in this is that they're taking the content from other already established legal licensed content providers like Crunchyroll, Hulu, and things like that, which would explain Naruto, Attack on Titan, and One Punch Man. Some of the non-popular ones would definitely be understandable, but at the same time entirely off on its own rocker. And this is to help advent and avoid the illegal streaming sites that are out there. But like I said, a lot of those sites actually help the industry more than people say and more than they think it does. For example, yes, you could go to an illegal streaming site like kissanime.whatever. It's like .io, .ru, whatever you want to say. Whatever it comes up as. You can go to one like that, and let's say you want to watch something that your friends are talking about. They got the DVD. You got your allowance in your hand. And, you're ready to go to the mall and pick it up. You want to see if it's worth. Just because your friends are saying it's great, hey, that's cool. If your friends told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? It was a thing that my mom always told me growing up. But anyway, if you're all set ready, you want to go. Yes, a lot of people are going to quick look it up. They're going to go with whatever the first thing is that comes up and says what the show is so that they can find out what it is, see if it's any good or not. Yes, sometimes clips on YouTube will work for that. But other times, people will want to watch at least one whole episode to get the feel for it, to see if it's good and if it's worth their time and effort. And that's where this comes in, because, yes, while Annie.May does seem legit, and it is legit, to me it seems like it's hiding something. Because I'm just not feeling it. I checked it out, like I said. I tried pulling up an episode of One Punch Man, and it does pull up. There are some episodes that come up and say, unavailable at this time, unavailable at this time, when you click on the episode. I don't know if it was a bug on their end or what, but that to me left a couple, question marks. Or is this going to be like a site where you can watch 3 videos for free, and then you have to subscribe to watch more. You have to unlock to watch more. Because, let's face it, Crunchyroll's got you behind basically a paywall. If you want the stuff the same week, you got to piss up the cash to Crunchyroll. Hulu's got you behind a paywall. Funimation now has you behind a paywall. Granted, with some of those, you can watch it for free, but you have to wait like 2 to 3 weeks. By that time, you can literally just go to a freaking illegal site and watch it there like a couple days later. Even later that day. And that's what a lot of people do. But like I said, then there are also those that'll use the sites like that for research. Like, is this a good anime for me to watch? Because I can't pull up a whole episode on Crunchyroll. Or I can't pull up a whole episode on this streaming service. Because I can't get it. And that's the point in time, like I said, that we're at now. Where people will go and find the easiest way to do something, and then you have the ones that are going to complain about it. But Annie.May's streaming service, while it does seem interesting, and I will admit it does seem interesting, to me, it seems like it's hiding something. It's like it's saying, yes, we are the great new streaming service, but at the same time, it sort of seems like we're the great new streaming service that's taking our content from somewhere else, and you just haven't realized it yet. That's what I'm kind of feeling here. But I can't be sure. I'm not 100%. I don't know. I'm not making any accusations. I'm just saying what it seems like. Because something just doesn't feel right about it, and I just can't put my finger on it. But I might just be insane. I don't know. But anyway, check it out if you want to check it out. It's Annie.May. Just Google search it because I don't remember what the last... Because it's like Annie.May, so it's ANI.ME. But when I type that in, it... let me put it this way. If you ever get your computer yelling at you because you type in a web address wrong, believe me, it's not fun. Just Google search it and it pulls it up. So, check it out if you want. I usually just watch mine on, like, YouTube, in all honesty, because I'm fine with clips. Or I'll buy the DVD. Like, I'll scrimp and save and buy the DVD. But, yeah, so otherwise, check it out. See if it's worth your time. But that's all I got to say on it. I mean, it's a nice site, I'll give it that. It's kind of a little bland, though. Could use a slight update in the color palette, but not too bad. Not too bad at all. Alrighty, folks, and that is going to do it for this week. But don't fret, don't cry, and don't bring tears to your eyes, because next week is a very special episode of the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, because we're turning a year old next week, baby! That's right, the 1 year anniversary episode is coming up. It is next week. It is finally upon us. I am looking forward to it. I cannot wait for next Saturday to come so that I can have so much fun with everybody. I don't know what I want to do yet. I don't know if I want to keep the format, the same old format that I've been doing, or if I want to do something different for the 1 year anniversary. I mean, I'm actually amazed I made it a year. But you know, it's possible, I guess. But anyway, that's next week. But until then, if you have any topics or ideas for the podcast, feel free to email them to me at acrpodcast@gmail.com. You can also send me topics to Twitter at OtakuRoads on twitter.com. You can also, if you have a question that you'd like to have for possible future Q&As, let me know in either the comment section below or Twitter or the email address I mentioned before, acrpodcast@gmail.com. All lowercase, by the way. And until next week, until we hit 1 year, I am Andrew Rhodes. This is the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, and I bid you a fond farewell for now. I will be back, because, like the Energizer Bunny, I keep going and 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 going.